My name is Susan, and this is Susan's Southern Cooking. I hope you're doing good today. I hope you're staying safe. Today I'm doing angel biscuits. You can't go wrong with angel biscuits. And I have 3 heavenly things you can make with angel biscuits. So let's get started. First off, you'll need 5 cups of all-purpose flour, 5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of soda, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 cups of buttermilk, and a package of yeast dissolved in 5 tablespoons of warm water, and 1 cup of shortening. You add in your 5 teaspoons of baking powder into your flour. Your 1 teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of soda. 3 tablespoons of sugar. Mix that together really well and get the air in there to kind of fluffen it up. Spread out all the ingredients. Add in your shortening. And cut that into your flour mixture really well. It should be about the size of peas. Stir your yeast and water together. And pour it in on top of your flour mixture. And pour in your buttermilk. Mix that really well. I usually flip from the bottom and around. You want to not over mix, but you want everything to get good and moist. Now when making biscuits, you can go ahead and roll them out and make your biscuits and cook them. But making rolls, it's better to let it go in the refrigerator at least for 30 minutes before making your rolls. They seem to rise better if you put them in the refrigerator for a little while. And butter your pan really well. I melt about 2 tablespoons of butter in a little ramekin to use for the top and bottom. And you want to flour your board very well. You don't want your dough to stick, but you also don't want to overdo the flour to keep your rolls light. I say use as much as you need, no more. And I roll it and just kind of flip it on itself, and it makes it flakier. And you want to roll them to about maybe 1/4 of an inch. And when you cut them, go straight down and try not to twist, and that'll give you flakier rolls and biscuits also. You fold them in half and put them in your pan to rise. And whatever dough you have left over, put it back in the refrigerator. It's good for about 3 days. You butter the top of your rolls now before putting them aside to rise. I cover mine with a towel. After they rise for about 30 minutes or even more, they're nice and puffy, ready to go into the oven. And ta-da! Brush more butter on top. For biscuits, you just roll out your dough after brushing your skillet with butter. I don't even use a rolling pin for biscuits. I just pat it down. And once again, just fold over on itself to get flakier biscuits. And I just push out with my fingers. Now these biscuits will be really big and poofy. If you want the thinner biscuits, just roll your dough out more. You can use a rolling pin. Just roll them out thinner. Coat the top with butter. And put them in a 450-degree oven. It'll take about 12 minutes or so. And I forgot to record before all 3 of them, so I recorded another one. But this is what they'll look like. For cinnamon rolls, first you'll want to melt a stick of butter. And get your dough, just fold it in on itself again, and you'll want to roll out a thin rectangle. You'll use some of that butter to butter your pan. And you'll pour most of the rest of the butter on top of your dough. Save about a tablespoon or so of butter for later. And you want to brush it all through all the way to the edges. Now you want to sprinkle brown sugar over the top of the butter. You want to be generous with this. And then I sprinkle just a little bit of granulated sugar. And you can add nuts, raisins, whatever you want in your cinnamon rolls. And then I just sprinkle cinnamon over that. Make it snow. And from the back, I just start rolling to the front. And that the dough scraper really helps you out. And then slice it up and put it in your pan. And brush a little bit of butter over the top of this and let rise at least 30 minutes. Now they're all nice and puffy, and there they are done. After they're done, I also brush a little bit more butter over the top. And now they're ready for icing. My icing, I really just get powdered sugar. I really don't measure, I just dip. However much you think you'll need. It will shrink. I put just a little bit dab of vanilla flavoring on that, and I like pure vanilla. And I use heavy whipping cream, just enough to get a nice smooth consistency. You can use milk, but I like the heavy whipping cream because it makes it thick and creamy. You can tell when you need more, but you don't want it to be too loose. When you pull your whisk or spoon or whatever you're mixing it with out, it should just kind of ribbon down. And there you go. My family loves when I make these. I made them Christmas morning. See how from the spatula it just drips and ribbons down? looks good. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope you'll subscribe and hit that little bell. Until next time, bye.